It's a great day to play, everybody. Today, we are back with SB19 performing Liham live on the Wish USA bus. Stay tuned to find out how we can turn this into a over 50-minute video. I promise that not a moment is wasted. Hear how Lucas and I talk a little bit about production and also a little bit about our experience with the live SB19 concert that we were at recently. Stay tuned.
Great day to play. Great day to play.
Hi, Diggity Dog. You recording this time, buddy?
I'm recording.
Okay.
Yes.
The whole point of doing that sync thing is, you know, to get them together.
Yeah, so how funny would it have been if we did the whole thing and you had to use the camera that you have of me?
I don't have a camera of you. I'm not taking one of you.
Oh, well.
I'm
I'll
just
just be a voice in the
Yeah,
background.
you would have just been a voice. We would have just like put like a still of you, like we would have taken like 5 stills and they would have just been like 5 different like faces and you would have been like the
Oh, that would have been
you
cool.
know what I
would
mean?
have liked
Like
that.
that would have
that
would have been that would have been the way we would have
like a GIF. Like a GIF of me.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So 4 hours ago, first off, it's a great day to play. Welcome into the channel.
Yeah.
Ooh, just like a nice, calm, normal, yeah on that one, you know?
Yeah, I've been practicing my singing vocals.
Okay. I was so excited I jumped the gun on that because 4 hours ago, SB19 performs Liam live on the Wish bus. Just dropped. Wish USA.
All right.
Wish USA. So we got a little treat. I didn't even know this one was happening. I didn't know, but it's here. So I figure we'll start off with that one today, and super excited to be getting into that. It's the Wish bus, so you know that's always exciting to see what they do with the live songs. And I mean, we got to see them live not too long ago, and that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually going to be
super awesome
here again. I got to look into this, see if there's still tickets or if we can get passes, because they're going to be here. I think it's end September that they're going to be doing a show with like Ben and like a couple of other people here. I don't know if it's like a full show.
Mm-hmm.
It's hosted by Watson's, so we're just kind of like Walgreens.
You know what we
here.
should do? You know what we should do is see if we can get passes or just go and then go in all the same clothes and then go with like all the same stuff. So they just have like a deja vu and they're like, what's happening? Like
wear the exact same everything.
Yeah.
I'll have to like get my hair re-dyed again and like get it cut like to the right length. I'll bring like a picture in. We'll just wear the.
That's what I'm saying. He'll be like,
you're in the Matrix.
3,000 miles away. He'll be like,
so good. That would be funny. That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
Anyway, so here we are. This is what we're going to do today, guys. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow along with our journey. Check out our live streams, which are going to come back to you guys soon on Saturdays. And also, you know, check out our music, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. You're definitely going to want to check all that out and follow on all the places that you listen to music, because we do have the big collab projects coming to you soon. And you can check out our podcast, which are going to be starting again. We have so much stuff to bring to you guys in the next month or two, and I'm super excited to share it. So, and don't forget your secret emoji codes. You're going to want to keep those going as well, so you can win prizes. But are you ready for this?
I am.
Are you ready? All right.
This is one of my favorite songs.
This is so good. This one's so good. This one's the one that this is the heart wrencher one. Kalima, like reaches into your heart, Indiana Jones style, and just rips it out, takes it in your hand, just squishes it. You know.
Solid 90s reference.
Nobody's gonna get it. Anyway, all right, let's do this. Autumn Rain. We need some sponsors. You're out there, sponsors.
Wish. Ang aking mundo ay payapa. 107.5. Sa di malamang dahilan. At noon ay buo kong inakala. ay ayos na naman.
Dude, I already have just like chills. I just have like goosebumps rolling down. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Every time this song comes on, it just does that to me. Like I just have goosebumps happening right now. It's just so good.
This is one of the songs that really showcases their uniqueness in melody choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like just that beginning part, it's like I wouldn't have thought of that, and I can't think of any other artist that could have sang that or would have sang that rather.
It's
You
so
know?
what I think what's interesting about them that I'm noticing more and more. So I've obviously, and you've been working with more songwriters since we've been here, right? We're working with different songwriters on different projects from the Philippines that are helping out doing some things. And a lot of them are writing OPM stuff because obviously one of our weaknesses is like we haven't done a ton of more of like the traditional OPM style music and melodies. So we're working with people to work on stuff like that. I feel like what SB19 does though is they take the OPM style and they convert it. So into
pop music.
Right. So like because part of the problem, I was actually having a conversation with like one of our Grab drivers. Part of the issue is like OPM is beautiful and it's gorgeous. And I think that if you are a musically inclined person, you understand the beauty in the art that is, right? But if you are 99% of music listeners in the world that don't truly appreciate or understand the music and the artistry of it, your ear has been trained to listen to the type of music that is being played on the radio, right? So like even with pop music,
it's beat centric.
Correct. And even with ballads, right? Even when you go to like a lot of places that are still doing ballads, you have a ton of ballads still, and like K-pop and J-pop and stuff like that. They're still pop-driven ballads. They're converting them, and I think that SB19 has done a really, really great job of keeping a lot of the traditional melodic choices that we might not make, right? Because that's not what we grew up with or what we know, but converting them and making them mainstream. And that, I think, has led to a lot of their success. They're not necessarily giving up on the roots in order to just entertain the masses. They're trying to bring the flair and the flavor in it. And that, honestly, if there is a defining moment, because people, we talk about K-pop and P-pop and J-pop all the time. At the end of the day, all the music is pop music. Like, let's be very, very clear about that. Like, people are always like, oh, well, that's different. It's like, no, it's not. It's all pop. It's all pop. It's all made for popular radio. That is the definition of pop music. The differences really come into the systems in which they're trained in and where they debut. Because even groups that are not K-pop right now is under this renaissance. Both JYP and I think Hybe labels did casting here for new girl groups and for new boy groups as well. That like they're gonna be the U.S. groups that are here. One of the shows that JYP is doing is called A to K, which is really entertaining. We're not sponsored
really
by
good.
them or anything. It's just very, very cool to see their training system. And they're literally putting together a U.S. group, and they're going to go back and they're going to debut them in Korea, and it will be a K-pop group. There likely won't be a Korean in the group. There might be, depending on if they were here and like Korean American, but like that is a K-pop group because it's releasing under the K-pop system. XG is mostly, I think most of the girls are from Japan, but they released under, and that's why like people are like, well, they're called global pop, but they release under a K-pop system for all intents and purposes. Like they would be considered that. Like those definitions that are there are a lot more of what goes into it and the influence behind it, right? Because even those American groups, the producers that are making the songs, they're going to sound like a lot of the other K-pop songs. They're going to have a lot of the K-pop music influence. They're going to have a lot of the Korean traditional influence, probably with instruments and instrumentals in there, even though it might be all Americans that are singing on those. And what I am seeing through this, and I'm hoping that we don't take a bunch of criticism for this, is that I think that I'm watching groups shy away from using the P-pop moniker. We're seeing a lot of groups that are coming out now, and this is not this isn't like a hit on them, but there's a lot of groups that are going and using like a global pop moniker as opposed to using a P-pop moniker. And it feels, and I don't know whether this is the case, but it almost feels like they're running away from, because P-pop has gotten this kind of connotation about being kind of like the K-pop wannabe. Now that it's justified, but again, all the things that go into it, right? Production, dancing, the just the training program, everything is a little bit different. And especially when you're so close. I mean, Korea is literally an hour-and-a-half flight from here, right? It would be like us flying to Ohio, right, from us. So
that's wild. I didn't know that.
So it's like, if your influence is so much and it's so much here, people are always going to compare it. You can't walk away from that. It's never gonna not be like that. They see that there's a training system. They see that there is an aesthetic system. They see that there's dancing and that there's singing, and people are going to relate to the two, regardless of whether we want it to not. You have to remember that it's the masses that don't see what you guys are seeing. And I like that SB19 is not only the first group to really gain global domination in terms of what they are bringing to the world. Yeah, world domination, right? And I mean that though. Like when you think about it, like they're charting, like that is what it takes.
Yes.
Because even though their stadiums and stuff aren't necessarily, they're not doing 40,000 seat stadiums in the U.S. They're still charting. That's right. That's the moneymaker, right? That's what gets you the influence, and
they're staying under that moniker.
Right. They are holding true to P-pop and to bringing Filipino pop music, P-pop music, to the rest of the world. And I think that there's something commendable about that as they've gone through this process of, like, they left Show BT. A lot of it, I think, was due to treatment, but also like that they're willing to continue to fight that fight, where you're seeing some of the newer groups that are coming out that are walking away from the moniker, and they're trying to be global pop groups, and I think that there's a good side and there's a bad side to it. And like a group like Horizon, extremely talented, right? We've seen a lot of music from them. They're under a Korean label.
Oh, man.
They're really debuting in Korea, and they're defined as like a global pop group, right? Because they're really went under kind of a more of a Korean system, and then they're debuting in Korea, and it's like, yes, is that all going to bring positive influence back to the Philippines? Absolutely, right? Every time you have a group that debuts from there, but I like that they're holding true with the P-pop thing, and the same thing for the groups that we end up working with and debuting, is that we're gonna do the same. Is that we're going to, like, even if they do English, whatever they do, we want to maintain some of that tradition in there to separate it from K-pop and J-pop and whatever else may be out there. So it's
to have that core still there, because we don't want to, we're the guys coming in. We don't want to take that away.
Well, that's why we're also giving our artists so much creative freedom, right? And we're working with so many different songwriters and stuff like that, because more heads is better. Like, we can produce whatever, right? But some of the melodic choices, especially that some of the groups are working on, it's like, those are things that we might not ever hear, and we just take them and we perfect them and make them. So,
and it's been fun.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome.
Very, very cool.
It's been so good.
Just getting tracks from somebody I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and them being just like awesome choices, and like it's cool to work with other people. No offense, Josh.
Wow.
You and I have been working together for a while. I just
nope, not done.
Josh,
wow.
I just think we should produce with other people.
It's not you, it's me. Or it's not you, it's me. I think we just need a break. I think we just need to produce with other people for a little bit.
or could we bring somebody else into the studio?
To be fair, how often do I actually get to spend time producing anymore?
0.
It sucks.
That is no longer your job.
I have so much else going on that I have very, very little. Like, I get to record, and I guess I get to like Rick Ross it. Or Rick Rubin it. Rick Ross. Very different person.
Yeah. No,
I get to Rick Rubin it. I always go through
you get a file and you're like,
make
this
these
is cool. This isn't cool.
Make these changes. These aren't great. But now I basically have become a glorified recording engineer, and so I've been working with Brad on that.
And business guy.
Well, yeah.
You're Dr. Business, and you've
Dr.
very
Biz.
kindly you very kindly allowed me to do what I'm best at, instead of giving me half of your work.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
So,
all right, we went off on
a good system. Let's keep it that way.
We went off on a very, very long tangent here, and we're only 40 seconds in. But I think I just wanted to point it out, and I wanted to note that these guys just deserve a ton of credit for what they've been through, what they continue to overcome, and the fact that they're keeping true to who they are as they go through the process. And I think that it's so easy in this business. We see it with a lot of the younger groups already, that you get a little bit of fame and immediately they hit that switch, right? And I'm so proud of what they're doing. It was so fantastic just being able to meet them and see who they are in person and how humble they were. And you can tell why they're able to continue with doing that, because it's who they are at their core. And I think that it's important that we take some time to say that. But let's get back into the song.
40 seconds and 16 minutes.
Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, everybody.
Ayos na naman. Nang bigla na lang ay dumating ang di hinantay, nagbabalat kayong himala. Mga pasan ay gumaan, ikaw ang tanging dahilan. Sa'yo lang napuno ng kasiguraduhan. Narito ako, tapat lang at totoo. Pinapangako sa iyo.
So this one's live.
Yeah.
This one's
Oh, yeah.
live. And I like that about this one. So I honestly think that this might be why, because we talk about the differences between Wish USA and the Wish Bus here. I think that the Wish Bus here does a little more processing. I really think that that's all it really comes to, is they take a little bit longer to adjust and tweak. And this is one of those ones where it's just a raw vocal. It wasn't completely on, and it was just like, okay, this is it. This is live. We're doing it. This is how we're gonna release it.
Yeah. I'm very happy that we are going to be in the Philippines now for that exact reason, because we were supposed to be on Wish Bus USA.
Yeah.
But
we gave that
if
up.
we get a chance somehow to get on Wish Bus Philippines,
We'll sound better. Is that what you're saying?
then we will sound better, and that's good. I love that. I would like.
We were.
You? Oh, you're feeding back, bud.
What?
Are you hearing that?
No, I don't hear anything.
Okay, it must be the internet.
It's probably
thingy.
either the internet or because you're picking my audio up through camera.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's coming through there. I don't hear it though.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that we're bad, but we chose really high songs to do. We could have pitched them down, I suppose, for the live.
Yeah.
We could have pitched them
I
down.
can't wait. I just, because I say I can't wait because it just has to happen. So I don't want people to be like, whoa, there's a thing. It hasn't, but it has to happen that we work with them. I have it.
SB19,
so
you're saying?
Yes, I'm going to continue to put it out in the universe as if it is going to happen automatically.
I think that we share a lot of common goals with them, and from talking to some of the guys, I want to say that one of the things I love about this group, it's the same reason that I really, really fell in love with BTS, was they never stopped, no matter how big that they got, they never stopped promoting other groups and their home country. You know what I mean? And like that is one of the things. Like SB19 has this huge burden on their shoulders, for better or for worse, but they have taken up the mantle of trying to promote P-pop to the rest of the world, and I think that they're willing to do whatever it takes to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that we have a lot of common in our goals in that. So I want to say that in the long run, that like the stars should align at some point, I hope, and that we should be able to do some projects together, because I think that we're moving in a very, very similar direction. You know, a lot of the stuff that we're doing, the vast majority of the stuff we're doing, it's normally the reason that they can't do it is because of the cost associated with it, right? Is that most producers charge a significant fee up front in order to do what we're doing with groups, where we're not doing that. We're forgoing that, and we're investing our time, which is our money, into these projects, so that these groups don't have to pay up front when that's a lot of the costs associated. So hopefully, I think just manifest it, man. Just manifest it. You guys out there, manifest it in the comments, on the Twitter sphere. Manifest it.
On the Twitter sphere.
Twitter sphere. Yeah.
Bling, bling,
Which
bling.
it's the X
No,
sphere
I'm saying
now, isn't
for
it?
Sure. Yeah.
X sphere.
We just call it Twitter still. I mean, come on.
Everybody is still. Do you think Elon?
Yeah, 'cause
do you think Elon Musk just sits there at night, just like upset because he knows that people still call it Twitter?
Do you think he went into the office the next day and he was like, so yesterday I was on X and everyone was like, come on, dude. Come on.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure, actually, he does.
He's probably fired 4 people for saying
calling
Twitter. already.
Just immediately,
Yeah.
you're out. Sir, it's been
Go
3
home.
hours since X came out. No, you're gone. So funny.
Ang aking liham sa pag-ibig ko, di hayaan na mag-isa ka sa kahit na ano. Ikaw lang ang himpilan.
His voice recovered nicely.
Aking puso, sa piling mo'y panatag ang buong pagkatao. Ligaya ng aking mundo. Okay, rami ng mga bagay na hindi natin.
Dude, this is going to be such a long video because this is such a long song.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about, because you get to really hear the separation in the backing track from the vocals here, because it's truly just like they're laying vocals on top of it. How cool is the spatial audio on the drums and the backing track on that?
Yeah.
Did you hear?
Yeah,
Like
huge.
it's so big, and like some of the choices that were made in this song, I think like the backing track, like the vocals aside, the backing track on this one really, really shines for me, because they took something that was supposed to be such a beautiful ballad song, but the backing track just on its own sounds like it could just be like the track to like a movie or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so
And
visually visceral.
as a producer, like that's the kind of stuff you want to make, so that when a new show comes out and they're like, we want to use this song, we just want to use the backing track though, and it's like, dude, please, you know?
Yeah.
Like, awesome.
So a lot of times, oh, go ahead.
No, that's it.
I was just gonna say, a lot of times what people don't realize is like sync licensing, which is what we're talking about with when shows or TV, sitcoms, movies, whatever, pick up your stuff, commercials. When they pick up your stuff, it's sync licensing, and a lot of times when like you actually export things for sync licensing, you give them like 10 copies. Like you create like a regular version of your song, one with all your vox, one without your vox, one with just backing vocals, and then you also create shorter versions of them. So like if you're trying to tell a similar story, a lot of people that are trying to get their song sync license will create like it's kind of like an anime opener versus like an entire anime song. So like people don't realize that you watch an anime and there's like a 30-second intro, but that's a real song that they had to cut down to make it fit that. And normally you'll have like a 15-second, a 30-second, a 45-second, and a 60-second version. Like you'll have multiple versions of it that all go into like your folder, so when you're pitching that they can pick from different ones and they don't have to go back, because they don't want to take time. They just want to be like, okay, this is the one we want, here's what we're going to pay you. So
Yeah.
You've learned something today. We've learned something together.
Maintindihan panaginip na inaasam. Ako'y binuo ng mabuti't masamang karanasan. Puno man ng mansa'y tinduring karangyaan. Nagkinangana na lang, pagmamahal mo ay wala.
Dude,
Bro.
look at the
Bro.
emotion in that.
Bro. Oh my gosh. Oh man.
His
that was so great.
His expressiveness is just is going
That was
backwards
so
in
great.
slow-mo. Wow, man.
Dude. At first I was going to talk about Pablo's voice, right?
Yeah.
And like cuz Pablo's voice has almost two voices in it.
Yeah.
Like it has two sets almost
Yeah.
of tones.
Yeah.
Like Chester from Linkin Park, he
Mhm.
had two tones.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing, but it's very similar where it's like a double tonal kind of thing. And then Philippe comes in just ripping the doors off. God, these guys, man.
I think that like you could probably see, I bet you could see Pablo's on an EQ. I bet you could see the tone. I bet you it probably like has like a big bump in the lower range, and then mid range is probably pretty, and then like in the higher range, like because of that rasp that's in there, I bet you can
Right.
see it on an EQ. It's
I'm
so
sure you
distinct.
can.
It's so distinct that I bet you it's visible.
So wild.
So cool. All right, well let's go back. Let's go back to that again.
Karanasan, puno man ng mansa'y tinduring karangyaan. Nagkinangana na lang, pagmamahal mo ay wala. Anumang pag-abang kiyaabang. Narito ako, magpapagal para sa'yo. Handang isuko ang buo.
Wow.
Ito ang aking liham sa pag-ibig ko. Di hahayaan na mag-isa ka sa kahit na ano. Yun lang ang
God, man.
Dude. I mean,
And again, this is
Dude.
this is so raw. This
Yeah.
one is just so raw. There's very, very, very little processing on this. Like even there's not a ton of compression. There's not a ton of, because like they clearly have some going in. Like they probably have some analog gear in the back that it's running through or something, right? Just a minor compressor, maybe like a little bit of reverb on it, but not much. Like
yeah.
there's, because like
Little
when they're
EQ.
doing those harmonies, it's like you can pick out every single vocal exactly where
Yeah.
it is. Like they clearly just have it like vocal like here, 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 here. They're just panned. That's it.
Right.
Just to
yeah.
get like that's it.
Dude, man, and like, dude, these guys, like, if they can stick it out, if they can withstand the pressure for the next year, 2 years, like, their next Texas show is going to be triple, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times the
Yeah.
size.
This is
Like because they're undeniable.
yeah.
One of the biggest things about being an artist is to make it big, you just have to be undeniable.
Yeah.
And then comes the work and the dedication, all those things put together. So like they got the undeniable part, they just have to make it past that
It's
hump.
they're at like the precipice right now of like I don't know, like I compare them a lot to BTS, which is just a flattering thing, not a bad thing, right? And BTS kind of had this moment like it was kind of like during Wings, when like they really weren't that big here yet, but they were really starting to take off kind of globally, and it was like, is it gonna work or is it not? Now BTS had the benefit, I think, of COVID, right? That like all of a sudden that happened, they made these English songs, and it really, really threw them into kind of this global stardom. But SB19's been doing English songs for a while and can, right? Like they don't even need help writing them. They can write them themselves, and I think that's one of the biggest differences. It's gonna come down to the management choices, right? Because that's the biggest difference. Is there's a huge investment cost into doing something like that. The one biggest thing that I can say from watching the last tour and the U.S. tour that they did is that there needs to be more solidarity not in terms of them, in terms of the promotional aspects and the promoters. Because having 5, 6, I get it that like it's what you do right now, but in order for them to get to that next level, having 5 or 6 different promoters running 5 or 6 different types of shows. Every show's different, right? You don't have that. People want to be able to go from one show to the next and it feel like they're at the same show. But like even walking into the shows for each one was different. The merch, like they got to kind of set their own merch prices. Like there's so many things that like you hire one promoter, one major promoter that might cost you a little bit more, right? Generally, they take a bigger percentage. You hire one big promoter and you allow them to do your entire tour. And that way it feels more like a tour as opposed to a stop. I don't know if that makes, am I making sense?
No, it
when I say
100%
that
makes sense. Yeah. I mean, when I was in the band arena, you had the bands that had, they came with their same lighting. They came with their same signage and setup for their merch. Yeah. They came with their same everything. So when you went to go see them and you told your friend, dude, they had the strobe lights that matched up with the kick drums. So every time they were doing the double bass, the strobe lights, and then they had these amp covers that would go along. You know what I mean? And then your friend could go and experience the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And that's just the continuity when it comes to the all-around shows like that, where it's like that kind of continuity helps because you can tell your friend, hey, I saw this, you have to go see it. Yeah. And then you go see it, and it's just as good as what your friend, or maybe even better than what your friend said. And
of course, there's going to be small nuances from stage to stage, right? But they keep the same, again, they keep all the same things. So like you said, like as continuous as it can be, like that's what they try to do, and hiring one promoter to do it all. The other thing that I think, though, that you benefit from is that your promotional activities are more linear, right? Like your signage, your billboards, your ads, right, for the tour are, instead of like, because like think about it, we got hired by the Dallas team to promote Dallas, right? Mm-hmm. That was good for Dallas. And like we did all, like, because we said, like, we're going to help promote the entire thing. So we shared and did stuff with all the other stuff. But it would have been so much cooler if everybody had partnered together to promote the tour, right? Every stop, every single thing. Everybody has the same message. You know, the artists are on board in creating the content for that. And like, then everybody gets to share that. Like, that's what happens when you have one promoter for an entire tour. And again, a lot of times when you go and you see these big K-pop tours that come out, like that's the way that it is. They hire one, and then all the tickets are through the same place. Like we love it and hate it. Ticketmaster is, you know, a necessary evil right now, because that was one of the struggles for the tours. How do you resell your tickets if you can't go? Right? Like, who's willing to take a chance on a physical ticket if you have the ability to not be able to go to the show? And you can't get rid of them. Right. You know, there was only one tour. There was only one stop, which was LA, that used Ticketmaster. They were the one in the US that sold out. Right. Right? And for better or for worse, also scalpers, for better or worse, they're a huge influence in the music world because they create demand. Especially, people hate them in like your favorite artist that sold out within the first 2 minutes and scalpers are buying up seats. You hate them then, right? But before that happens, if you got 2,000 seats and a scalper buys up 200 of them immediately and people see in the first 24 hours that, oh shit, like things are selling, they're more likely to hit that than wait, right? Because the demand goes up for the tickets. And the scalpers are taking all the risk. They're buying up the tickets in hopes of being able to sell them later on. So it's like, you lose that as well if those tickets can't be resold. So there's a bunch of things, and I hope and I pray for their success. And when they do come back and they do another tour, I really that's something that I think will project them, like you're talking about, into that next level, right? Is being able to have that concrete solidarity.
Himpilan ng puso sa piling mo'y panatag ang buong pagkatao. Ligaya ng aking mundo.
Wow, so cool. It's more of a Wish RV.
Jeez.
It's more of a Wish RV than it is a Wish bus.
Yeah. This is the U.S., right?
Yeah, this is the U.S. one. It does look a
That's
little
how we
smaller.
do.
Wish RVs.
That's how we do.
In the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe they did it. So we've never even been to a Wish bus performance here because the one we were supposed to go to. But I don't know if you noticed, they actually had like big speakers out on the side of it. I don't know if they're normally included in the bus or if they normally put speakers outside of it like that. That was just kind of cool. Yeah, like right here. See?
Yeah.
You can see the speakers. The ones here, I want to say, like have like a TV screen, and maybe they're built in, maybe just because of the size of it.
Yeah, that's why I think they're like on the bus.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paano kaya kung hindi tayo nagkita?
Wish Exclusive on Wish 1075.
Ang buhay ko'y matatawag bang mapabuhay? Sa layo ng bituin, ang tignan nito'y pagtingin sa nakaraang di gunitang tunay. O paumanhin, wala ka man sa alaala ko'y habang buhay kitang mamahalin. Iginugo mo ng bituin, ikaw na siyang mamahalin. Ito ang aking paumanhin, habang buhay kang mamahalin. Iginugo mo siyang mamahalin.
It just keeps going, like just
Yeah.
bars and bars of him just wailing. Just
Dude, after seeing him do
Defying
that
Gravity.
The Wicked song
defying
live,
gravity.
I mean,
My God,
dude. Yes. I mean, there's not that like I've seen a decent amount of concerts and I've been to a couple musicals and things like that, but like that was one of the most impressive things I've seen live.
Yeah,
Like
and it was
just because of the fact that he is him. Like
yeah,
who would think that could come out of somebody?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was wild,
Just wild.
just wild.
Yeah.
And it was the one that we saw live was definitely, I think that personally I think was better than the one that we reacted to.
Dude,
for whatever
for
reason,
real.
I don't know. It might just been because we were in there, right? Like that, like the emotional aspect when you're there in person is so different. But I just remember, so one of the guys that we were talking to / working with, he's more into like the OPM stuff, the ballad stuff, is in some Broadway stuff himself, and so like he likes SB19, but he's just like, you know, like it's kind of like a lot of people that are involved in the making of these shows, this is what they do for a living. They don't necessarily follow all the artists that they're doing. And I remember he was kind of like, oh yeah, they're good. And I just remember the look that like there was like a side eye look that when Stell hit one of the ending and like held the note out in Defying Gravity, and I just kind of looked over at him and he looked back. He was like, he kind of like just gave his nod of approval, and I'm just like, yeah. That's like, just because they do pop
real
music
deal
don't
over
mean
here.
that they ain't the real deal, right? Yeah, it's just
Right.
oh, dude, such a chills moment. We have the whole show. We can't release
Yeah,
it.
I know.
We have the whole thing. We should go through, because I think we can cut them up into clips, so maybe we can give people some clips, because we had some good footage and we had a great area. Like I listened back to some of the footage and it wasn't like what we had before. It was nice because we were higher, So we didn't catch all the bass that was down
Right.
on the lower end of it because we filmed from up above. So the sound actually came out really, really nice in that one, which was cool. So man, these guys are wild, man.
Ito ang aking liham sa pag-ibig ko. Di hahayaan ako mag-isa ka sa kahit na ano. Liham sa pag-ibig ko. Pinapangako na ang bituin ko ay para lang sa'yo. Ikaw lang ang himpilan ng aking puso. Maging sa hinarap o nakaraan, ikaw lahat. Ako aking mundo.
These guys, dude. You know what they are?
Ripping.
You know what they are? They are that one Swiss Army knife that has the spoon, the fork, the file, the knife, the scissors, the tweezers. Like they have everything that a group
Yeah.
could possibly need.
Yeah.
You know, like to have Stell have a vocal like that is a tool that a lot of groups don't have.
Yeah.
For Philippe to have a vocal like that, for Justin to have a vocal like that, like they are the complete Swiss Army knife.
With
Like,
only
you
5
got everything you need.
with only 5 guys,
Right.
right? Because some of the groups it takes 7, 8, 9, 10 people to be able to
Well,
pull
right.
that out, right? Like,
And this last part had a low part in it,
yeah.
and it wasn't Philippe doing it.
No, Justin. I think there was one part that Justin does in the low end as well.
Right.
That's like definitely towards his lower. I mean, like they've clearly worked on their vocals for a really long time. They found people that complement everything, and it kind of like it works out really well. Each one of them has their own lane, and so it really, really works out for them because they cover the entire vocal spectrum of almost any type of song that you'd want to do. And then I really do believe, like, I think that Justin is the blending voice, where like Justin's
Yeah.
voice just works with everybody. His harmonies work with everybody. He doesn't overpower or overshadow anybody. And it's not that his voice doesn't stand well on its own, because it does. But
Yeah, we just
there's
listened to the couch.
Right. You're thinking of Josh. Justin,
sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Justin though has like a perfect blending voice. He's like it's like the gin of the group, where it's like his voice just works well with everybody, and that doesn't work with harmonies a lot of times. And I think one of the more
Right.
impressive things about this group too is that it's very, very rare that you have essentially 4 main vocalists of a group that have all such unique voices that also blend together and harmonize so well together. Because
Right.
most of the time when you have that and you have those unique voices, the blending is off because they can't figure out that place. But they've figured out a way to, when they need to, showcase their major voices and then be able to still make them work well in these 5-part harmonies. That's extremely difficult to do. And
Yeah,
God
it's like
dang,
having
man.
5 solo artists that happen to be able to work together as well.
right. And normally that's
Yeah.
just not a thing. It's just not a thing.
No.
So wild, man. I'm gonna go back to the beginning of this, crazy run here.
The song?
Yeah, we'll just do. All right, guys. We're going back to the beginning. We're gonna do the whole thing over again.
Ligaya ng aking mundo.
Find out who produced that song. Like whoever the lead producer was of that song, we need to talk to them.
I think it's them.
That was
I think that they helped write that one with. I want to say that it was them and Pablo's brother. And I don't think that. Yeah, Pablo. Josue, which I believe is Pablo's brother, Brian Lotho, and Len Calvo. But Pablo's name is on first.
Okay.
So I think it was probably mostly him and his brother, and they probably brought people on because the instrumentation in there is really unique and different from what they did. So they probably brought people on to help with composition. But man, so gorgeous. And let's also talk about the fact that it's a 5.5 minute song.
Yeah.
That doesn't get boring. It's like when Queen did Bohemian Rhapsody, and everybody's like, nobody's gonna listen to a 6.5 minute song, and there's like, watch me.
Yeah.
You know, like it's and it's that much harder to do because that song is so vocally demanding, and now you're not doing it for 2.5 minutes, you're doing it for 5.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
I can't wait for us to look this up. A genius Q&A who produced
and it's our name on
whatever by SB19, and it says all these names, and then it says
our name is
the chef.
The chef.
And then in parentheses, Lucas Webb. And then what was yours again?
Brad's was Drum God, not God. God, G-A-W-D.
Yeah, Brad's the Drum God.
I don't know.
And
I don't know what you guys did for me. You guys always come up with crazy stuff.
The Kingpin.
It's not good.
No, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
I will say this, you and I talk about a lot about our journey in getting here and how wild it has been that we went from where we were and all the things that had to fall into place to just be here today. And there was 2 turning points, I think, in our careers. For me, specifically, the first one was BTS, was like a huge turning point for me because that reignited and resparked the love for music that I had, and I think really pushed us down that path to try to create something new, to get out of our shell of what we were creating. And that was a lot of the inspiration. But I think that second turning point was like SB19 and discovering them and the talent, and ultimately opened the door, because it wasn't like we weren't listening to some of the Philippines talent before, right? We were doing like Morissette, we had done some Easy Meal, we had done some things, but when it came to more of like what the new age pop culture had to offer from here, SB19 really opened that door for us. And like it's like those are 2 very, very defining moments that I think without both of those things, we would not be here today.
Oh, 100%.
Like BTS inspired to get back into the system. SB19 inspired us to be in the Philippines. And I say that just because of give credit where credit is due. They are doing exactly what they are setting out to do. And, people can go and they can say whatever we want, or who are we. But to be fair, we're the first U.S. studio and production company that is setting foot to invest here in this country. We're the first one. Right. There's been a lot of Korean companies that have come over and done it, but we're the first ones from the U.S. And it's largely in part due to them, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for discovering them.
Right.
So
just 100%.
It's so cool, and part of the reason that we would like to work with them so much is just because of that the motivation factor.
As a thank you.
Right.
As a thank you to them, like, hey guys, we just want to work with you. Just I don't even care. Just Yeah.
And we said that we are not looking for any money. Like, that's it. Like, we just want to do it because it is a thank you to where we are, and also I think what we're going to be doing here collectively for the Philippines and P-pop as a whole. So very, very excited for the adventure around. We are running on 50 minutes.
Yeah, I see that.
We did an expose. We didn't do a reaction. We did an expose on this song and on them.
Hey.
You know what? And I apologize for nothing.
Yeah, no, me either.
I apologize for nothing.
If you don't have 50 minutes.
That's right. You got to watch this in sections. This comes out as a series, a 3-part 20-minute series, essentially.
It's a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a podcast that we listen to a little bit of a song on.
Yeah.
Oh, so
amazing.
great.
But you know what? This is what they deserve. You know,
Yeah,
and
no,
it's cool.
100%.
It's cool seeing across the board. It's awesome seeing so many people reacting to them. And for all the people out there, are there going to be a ton of people that are going to use them for clout? 100%. They have nothing to say. They're going to say, wow, it's so amazing. They know nothing about it. They don't really care. They're going to say, wow. But every single time that happens, guys, just remember that goes into the algorithm and it feeds the beast. And
Yes.
those people are required in order to help grow what this is, in order to get them out there, for better or for worse. So it's so awesome to see that happening. And if you want, real information and stuff, you can come here and watch a 50-minute video. And if you want a reaction like that, you can go watch them, literally just watch the whole thing and say wow a couple times and give you some fake facial expression. It's up to you. But
yeah, either
one's good.
Right.
Either one's good.
Yeah.
But of course, do not forget to obviously watch the original stuff. Make sure we always include links to the original songs or the original videos, lyric videos, whatever it is, down in the description below. So make sure you're supporting the artist there. Make sure you're streaming their content because, of course, none of this is possible without the artist. And just keep it up, man, because we're grateful. We're grateful to them. We're grateful to you, people that have been so supportive since we've been here. And we're just looking forward to what we get to create together. So exciting times. Exciting times.
Yeah.
So anyway, guys, if you have not already, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow with our journey, check out our live streams. We're going to be bringing those to you guys again pretty soon, as soon as we get into our permanent place. And also check out our music on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. Again, you're going to want to go there because we're going to have some collab projects coming out to you guys soon. You're going to want to make sure you check out our podcast. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time for everybody. But now, for your secret code.
Turtle
Bus.
bus.
Turtle bus. That's the one. All right. If nobody told you,
that's gonna be our music bus.
the turtle bus.
The turtle bus.
Can we?
Yeah.
We should shape it like a turtle.
That'd
Have
be
little
sick.
arms over the wheels.
It'd be good for sound too.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If nobody told you that they love you today, please don't forget that we love you. You're appreciated, always welcome here in this channel, and you are enough. And last, but certainly not least,
It was a great day to play.
thanks, guys. We will see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.